Damian Farrell is back with Damian on Design. We're going to recap what we saw a couple weekends ago at the Builders and Remodelers Association of Greater Ann Arbor Remodelers Home Tour, and Damian had one of the houses on it. And I have to tell you, Damian, your house was the most outstanding on that
Really?
tour.
Oh,
The most unusual, the most modern and progressive kind of house and
Oh, my
design, and I have never seen anything like that outside of New York or Chicago or LA.
Oh my! I didn't expect us to come on and talk about our house. I was all prepped to talk about the whole show in general, but thank you.
The fact that it's in a traditional 1950s, 60s North Side Ann Arbor neighborhood,
it is,
and you took something and you look at it in a completely different way than anyone else.
Well, and great client, right? I mean, this is the I am Pay's approach, if you will. I know I'm at the risk of over granduring this thing, but the way he did the Louvre, right? I mean, he said, "Look, we've got these great buildings. It's just I can't compete with this. I'm just going to do a glass pyramid in the middle." It was sort of the same thing here. I said to John, and we've had John Kotarski on our show and his wife Terry. What do we have to work with here? This is a really plain rectangular box with a low-pitched roof, And I asked him. I said, Can we have a go at this thing? Can we just say, look, this is a remodel, this is an addition. We're not trying to do it seamlessly. We're just going to add something on the outside and change the whole personality of the house.
It is fantastic.
Thank you so much.
And if you're going down Saunders
so
Crescent on Ann Arbor's north side, you'll know which house
it's kind of hard to miss.
Yeah, that's right. It's a very long street, and it goes right into Hatcher's Crescent, but you'll see it. All right, let's talk a little bit about what else was on that tour and what your impressions were, particularly in the economy that we have.
I know, 15 homes. I just think, I couldn't believe it, really, when I saw when we put our stuff in and then got the feedback and got ready for the show. I thought, 15 homes coming out of this economy. What a wonderful reflection on Ann Arbor, on our builders, our contractors here in town, people's desires to do something with their homes, the decisions to stay and remodel. I understand the new house market is picking up very, very slowly, but the remodeling market has just gone, I wouldn't say gone to the roof, but it's on a really rapid climb.
Thankfully for those remodelers out there.
Absolutely, and shout out to these guys, because when I look through this list of companies, that all of these people have been in business 20 years or so, give or take, and they've just been pursuing quality. They've been pursuing making these small changes to people's homes to increase their livability, reflect their personality, reflect their values, and so on. And I'm so glad that as we come out of this economy, that this group of remodelers that we have in this town, who really are good. I mean, the quality is fantastic.
They all seem to be embracing the aging in place concept,
Yes.
the green concept,
Yes.
Being able to make homes more functional given the space they have without really creating a lot more space.
No, absolutely. Not much in the way of large additions, except porches and so on. Some of the classics, right? Master bathrooms, master bedroom, kitchens, doing out lower levels and so on. But then also some nice new stuff, good porch design, some really nice reorganization of spaces that I saw to make houses more functional, flowing. I saw a number of elements of Sarah Susanka's Not So Big House still lingering, and some of the words about away spaces, taking some of the space, creating an away room, and still some of the home theaters, a couple of those still there. So people wanting to focus their family life on home, and some really fun ways that I thought some of that was handled.
Did you have a favorite outside of your own?
Yeah, I like Deb Moore's work, custom design build, and I will unashamedly say that that's partly because I just adore Deb. I just think she's wonderful, but I've always loved her work, and her attention to detail and her caring of her clients is wonderful. I've seen it in operation. I haven't had the pleasure of working with many of these people, but I like the combination of what she did. with her project.
Give us an idea of that project.
Let me just pull it up here. So I've got some of the images.
It was a little bit more modern, wasn't it?
It was actually. Maybe that's what drew me to it, because a lot of it, I did see a fair amount of the same. I hate to say the same. That sounds like I'm talking it down, but same things. A lot of traditional, a lot of expansion of traditional, and a lot of attempts, and I think justifiably, to make the addition appear seamless.
Right.
In some of the instances, and that's good. And where they did those, I thought it was very well.
You bring up a good point. Back in the 70s, when people were remodeling their homes, you knew there was an addition. You knew that this was plopped into it.
Yeah.
Now things are being made with much more thought to make it seamless.
Yes, the detailing on the interior and so on. Except, of course, you get us, coming along with, let's throw something completely new at the outside. Deb's, there is a contemporary touch to this. The use of color in her edition. It's what's interesting is she also has some shoji screen detail that we also happen to incorporate, and that was client-driven in our home, and that was part of trying to create this feeling of relaxation, the zen, at the risk of using a cliche, but I think that that's very real. The home as a haven, a place to relax, and so the suggestions of Japanese architecture, which we do associate with peacefulness, with calmness, not rigidity, but modules and grids that are known, have been developed over the years to provide soothing appearances, soothing feelings. And there's water involved in her design, but I love the colors and some of the angles that were created at contrast with the strict geometry of the tatami room. Just cool stuff.
You bring up angles too, and I'm noticing in the kitchen area the way they angled some of the cabinetry.
Yeah, isn't
really
that cool? At the end there, it creates a little bit of enclosure, but it also opens up what is clearly, to me, it looks like a little fridge, if I remember correctly, where you might go and pull a soda pop or something like that. So you wouldn't get you involved
Going
into the kitchen.
Deep into the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Better use of space.
Yeah, very clever use of space all around. I think, we're finding, as we did, limited space. I mean, we had 8 feet to work with our project, right? And, and in that 8 feet around the corner of the house, the program, I mean, my first day there, please give us a new entrance, we need a pantry, we need a new kitchen, it doesn't work. We can't entertain in this thing, we've got this collection of books, we need some more space for art. And, we had an area 8 foot wide around the house.
You had to get all that in there.
We had to get all that in, so we went vertical, right? We looked to the sky.
Here's what I'm hearing too: is no matter what space you have in your home, you need an eye to look at it to see what isn't there, what could be. And I think for the average homeowner, they can't get it. Even when you're watching HGTV shows, and when the Property Brothers, for instance, are going in and they want to show a home that you could get really cheaply because it's so badly in need of repair.
Yes.
And the one fellow, he looks at it and he says, I can put all of this into this home for you. The people go in, they see bad paint, they see bad carpeting, they see ruined cabinets. They don't understand what it could become.
Exactly.
Every home can become something beautiful and functional.
Totally. I've we've never walked away from one. It's building, it's.
And I think the good news is that on the Builders and Remodelers of Greater Ann Arbor, that the Remodelers Home Tour, that this shows people like you, architects, and the remodelers that are out there, they get this, they understand this, and that they're being very thoughtful in design and what they're doing. And every single one of those 15 homes
I couldn't have said it better. You've captured it. And a big shout out to the organization, Bragg, for the events. I mean, they do the Parade of Homes, they do the Remodelers, they've got the Home and Garden Lifestyle. Coming up in a few weeks is their festive affair where they support the Salvation Army. Just on a personal note, I got invited last night to be John Romanis' guest. John Romanis is a client, he owns Mediterrano, right? And
a new restaurant that's opening, Vellum.
Vellum, downtown, which is San Peter, who I remember as just a tiny little kid when I designed the Romanis house in Greece. And one of the auction items is a week at the home that I designed for the Romanises in Greece.
Oh!
And what's really cool is when this morning I went on to look because he left me a message last night saying, please be our guests at the function.
Oh, how nice.
And I hit it and it goes straight to the pictures of the house on our website.
Oh,
So, you know, what a one sign. We're very excited about going to that
yeah,
event.
festive affair, and this is on behalf of the Staples House, which is the
Yes.
part of the Salvation Army
Yeah, part of,
network.
yes,
It's off of
exactly.
Packard Road.
It's on Friday the 28th, I think it is. Is
Yeah,
that
you
right?
can get more information either on the Salvation Army
Yes,
website
or on Bragg.
BraggAnnArbor.com as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, it is a marvelous organization. They do so much
Absolutely.
in our community and really pull together the builders and remodelers and make it a
Such a voice for those people.
Exactly.
And you know, those remodelers, they work hard. Hey? These are small projects with a lot of demands and small budgets, and they've still got to keep their businesses running. You know, they still have the overhead. I admire
I
these
agree.
people.
And what I saw during the Remodelers Home Tour was that if you have good design, it works so beautifully.
it's
you know.
you know, and you see the joy, and to experience the joy of working with clients with these little changes that change their lives.
That's right. And you can do that in your own home as well. We hope
Absolutely.
we pique your curiosity and interest and taking a look at your home differently and maybe contacting one of the members of the Builders and Remodelers Association of Greater Ann Arbor, BraggAnnArbor.com. Damian Farrell is an architect with Damian Farrell Design Group. He's a member as well.
Yes.
And you can go on his website at dfdgonline.com, dfdgonline.com. Always nice to see you.
Oh, what a pleasure.
Great
Thank
to
you.
hear that you're very high on the others that do the same work here in our community. So
Oh, they're great people. Wonderful people.
thank you,
Yeah.
Damian. We'll be back next week for another edition of Damian on Design with Damian Farrell on Ann Arbor's talk station, 1290 WLBY.